Hey guys, it's J19 brought to you in our live stream. We are back with another episode of J19's Gaming Podcast Stream. We are back with stream number 5, and we're going to be today's topic. We're going to talk about the state of play, our thoughts, what we think of it, what we rank this among our first impressions, and all that jazz. We're also going to go a deep dive with the couple big announcements that happened in this game, in the state of play. So feel free to watch. If you don't want to be spoiled, go watch the state of play, then come back. But if you guys want more state of play news, reactions, yada yada, feel free to like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification so you know if I want to go live or upload my next video. You guys know the drill. Come on in. I'm gonna get a couple things done. I'll let my friends introduce each other, and then we will get started.
Um, just someone who plays games and yeet.
Penis. There's really nothing else to explain.
Like guys, be serious.
What?
What?
Brandon.
What I do? Oh, are we live streaming right now?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, okay. What's up? Well, are you waiting for me to say something else, Justin, or are you gonna say what you need to say?
Oh, I already said my thing. I am doing a couple of things. We'll get started. So if you guys want to start talking about your first impressions, feel free. I will join on when I'm done.
I am not trying to be the main center of attention.
Oh my!
So
Don't worry, guys. He's
why
just
don't why
he's
don't
just
you
a
two?
little shy. He's a little shy. We'll be all right.
Fuck you. Okay. Um. So how about you start us off, Popstar?
I
What do you
mean,
think about state of play?
it was good. There was good games. They started off good. They started off good and ended good.
Your attention back on me, huh?
Yeah.
God damn it. State of play was good. Games were good. Great. Everything good.
Everything's good, huh?
Yeah, everything's good. Big and
All
little.
good at home.
Everything's good. Alright, fine. Hey guys, I'm Zeus Runner 7, and I'm here with my two friends. I thought that State of Play was great, with zero to little to no flaws whatsoever. I just kind of wish that the game towards the ending, which we will talk about later, shown a little bit more of exploration.
All right, fair enough. Hey guys, I'm back. By the way, my first impressions of State of Play, I was shocked by the beginning announcement and then the ending announcement, which I did make the bold prediction and it came true. So we will talk about that at a later time in the stream. But right now,
You
my
guys are the
first
only one with
impressions
predictions.
of the State of Play was totally pretty good. I thought it's one of the better ones out there. Definitely like a 9 out of 10 for me. Definitely has some bangers in it. Has some bangers in it. Especially Capcom. Capcom led the way with 3 announcements. Actually, no, 4 announcements. Holy smokes. Or 3, I think.
Yeah,
3,
four
4.
announcements.
But we'll talk about that as well. As you guys can tell in the background here, Resident Evil 4 has been announced at the State of Play, and it's fantastic. And I can't wait to talk more about it in just a few moments. So,
I would
Ari,
quickly like to
yes, feel free, Z.
I would quickly like to apologize for several voice cracks I have in this video. I'm quite under the weather, and I'm only 19 years old, so give me a fucking break. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for oversharing.
You're welcome. I'm glad to have overshared a bunch of things. Now please, gentlemen, continue.
Alright, Ari, continue.
Oh, with what?
Oh,
What?
you're. Let's see, you already did your first impressions. What would you rank this state of play? All the ones that you and I watched together over the past year or so? What do you
Honestly,
rank this one?
this has got to
What?
be one of the best.
One
One
of the
of the
best,
best.
just like me, yeah. It was. It was like from start to finish. It was like it has some low points. It has some low points. We'll talk about that in a short bit. We will go over the list of all the state of play news. I do have it saved in my Discord if you guys want to join that. But we will talk more about that. All right, now we're gonna recap the state of play. I got the recap on Discord, so feel free to join if you guys want to have the list. Okay, state of play recap. This is what they done in order. They done the Resident Evil 4 remake. Whew, that was awesome. With a PSVR 2 content they're gonna have in production for the game as well. That's awesome. Um, Resident Evil, and then Capcom's like, we're not done. Resident Evil 8 PSVR 2 update. And then Walking Dead Saints of Sinners Chapter 2. That's another VR2 game. It looked alright. It's not really my thing. No Man's Sky PSVR 2, which we all know how No Man's Sky started out, but it improved over time and people are starting to actually enjoy it. So it's going to have a PSVR 2 support for that. That's going to be interesting. Horizon Call of the Mountain PSVR 2, which again, that looked good. I'll talk about the PSVR stuff, what I don't really like about it, but it looks interesting. It looks like it could be fun. Spider-Man remastered for the PC. That was a big shocker announcement that I did not think Sony's going to have at this state of play. Stray, a lot of people want to see that. It's the cat platforming looking thing. Everybody knows what Stray is nowadays. It's been talked about a lot. They showed gameplay. They got a release date for it. So, Callisto Protocol. Now this was a game that my first impressions, I'm like, is this Dead Space remake? But no, this is another horror game created by the original dev team, by the ones that made the Dead Space series. So it's like, that's awesome. Thanks, Ari, for that information, by the way. Able to share on tonight's stream. We had Roller Drome. That looked kind of like different. The art style was unique. It looked kind of fun. Like you're rollerblading and like shoot 'em up. You do a whole bunch of trick styles, and it looked kind of interesting in a way. Um, Either Nights. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I guess it's interesting if you like anime, and like you can press R2 to hold hands if you guys really want to. Street Fighter 6, another big one. I did not expect it to be here. It looked good. Like I didn't know exactly what to think at the beginning, but then I started seeing all the fighters. It's like, okay, Street Fighter 6. I'm not big on Street Fighter, fighting games in general, but hey, good kudos to Capcom. The blow their load early. I wonder what they got in store for the Summer Games Fest.
Literally.
Yes. Uh, Tunic. That's to me is like a Zelda. It's a Zelda game, but with a fox, and it looked interesting. A lot of people are interested in it. Seasons.
More
I
like
don't know what
Final
to
Fantasy
think.
Tactics to me.
I didn't know what to think of that. It looked interesting. I mean, some people might play it. It's not for me. I don't even know what it's about because then it cuts and it goes right straight to Yoshi P, and he starts talking about, hey, we have some information for Final Fantasy 16. And he is just happy to share more information. He goes, we're releasing the trailer, and besides that, he over the next few weeks he's going to be doing some interviews with more news on the game, and I'm sure he'll explain more of what people are kind of confused on, more information about characters, story, gameplay, whatnot. Can't wait. If I see something newsworthy, I'll cover it on my channel as well. And then we got the trailer. After he said, hey, to get you guys through this with some entertainment, because through this tough times we're in. And we got the trailer. The trailer was unbelievably good. The game looked fan-frickin-tastic. It looked way better than 2020. I'm really hyped. Can't wait. Day one. Collector's edition right here. I'll probably unbox it on my channel. I'll put my camera bigger so you guys can see me unbox it. Which, by the way, unfortunately, being all hyped and jacked up, they had to do it. They pulled a Square Enix move yet again. They hit you with a freaking extreme hard gut punch. Bam! They said summer of 2023. And I was like, ah, oh, no, why? I expect to release this year. So, long wait. We still got a long wait on the Final Fantasy 16 summer. So we got another year yet. Hopefully, they'll give us more information throughout these next few months to get us ready. Because I hope they don't go silent. Yoshi P says, and the director Takai also said that they're gonna give us more information. Hopefully, it ain't gonna be too long down the road. So I'm excited. I can't wait. But that again, the 2023 summer release window kind of gave me a gut punch. Otherwise, this whole state of play was fine. It had a lot of big announcements. It had a couple of things in there I was kind of, look, hey, not really my thing. But that's the list. And then the game show was over with, and that's just the start of the Summer Games Fest. So, gentlemen, what are the games from this list that kind of popped out at you?
Final Fantasy 16.
Final Fantasy 16? And Z, you also predicted yesterday on a call when we were watching it together, just before it started. You predicted that I want to see Resident Evil 4 remake, and you got your wish.
Yeah, because it started off as one of those games, you know, I would just look at it and be like, oh, cool, that's getting a remake. I'll try it out, maybe whenever it's half off, but looks fun. I
Hmm.
didn't actually expect to catch myself legitimately freaking out about the game,
Yeah,
like you and I both did.
yeah, the game looked great. It does need work. I mean, it's not like mind blowing visualize. It's the first review trailer. They have
I mean, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good.
Yeah. The release date, people, is March 24th of 2023. Capcom don't really delay their games very often, so I expect that game to release that day, and I cannot wait. Day one for me as well. People ask me, are you going to play the original RE4? And to be honest with you, I got it right here. I could possibly play it right now, but I think I'm just going to hold off. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. It's been a while. Uh, but anyways, yeah, it's just you got a PS5? Man, awesome. Congrats. Hey, congratulations and welcome to PlayStation 5. Welcome. That's
We
awesome.
are in
That's
a
big
future
news right there.
generation, boys.
Anyways, I could play the original Resident Evil 4. I might check it out, but to be honest with you, the aesthetic, like the visualization of it, don't really catch my eye very much. I know a lot of people say this is one of the best favorite Resident Evil games of all time. Me, on the other hand, I think Resident Evil 4 is probably fine, but a lot of people with the rose tinted glasses don't understand that actually Resident Evil 4 was actually the starting downhill fall of Resident Evil games where people said, no, 5 sucks, 6 is even worse, because it's all action packed. So it's like, They lost like
They're
the
more
what
focused
made
on
Resident
action
Evil
and
good.
horror
Um, but
because
Res
all the original Resident Evil started out as horror, but
Yeah, other
five
than
or
three,
four and on,
three was like a horror action, so it started being more actiony. But I think
but it still kept some of that horror.
Resident Evil 4 was actually the peak. Then it just went downhill. As the Capcom's like, maybe everybody wants action. They don't want horror anymore. That's not good. But
I personally like both.
anyways, the leaks are true. Resident Evil 4 remake exists. I saw the screenshots, and the leaks are true. They are going with a more grounded, horror-focused Resident Evil 4 remake, and I cannot wait. This game looks fantastic. The setting, like the atmosphere, like just the trailer and the screenshots, man. I'm excited. I'm excited. I rather play the remake than the original. No offense to the original games. No offense to you hardcore Resident Evil fans. It's just that's how I am.
They're
Um,
all looking at you right now like, how dare you? We gotta unsubscribe from this guy right now.
I'll create a new save data. Let's just see what happens here.
I'll create a new save data. I'll get new subscribers. I don't care.
How to play? They're gonna teach me how to play. I don't need to play.
Both
Just playing
Resident
around.
Evil 4 Remake and Final Fantasy 16 are all day one for me.
Nice.
And the fact that I don't even have to worry about spending money on 16 for all these months really gives me the opportunity to play more games because literally I've been saving up money for literally this game. I could finally go and buy GTA 5's story so that me and Popstar could play in a private session finally without a bunch of jerks messing with us.
Interesting. So I know Z's reaction. He's pumped. He's excited. He's flipping out, flipping and dipping like I was in my chair. We was all just losing it like kids in the candy store. Ari, when you first saw the R and then that music popped up, what was your first reaction when you saw his Resident Evil 4 remake?
I mean, I knew I was gonna get the game.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw that first letter, I knew exactly what game it was.
Yes, me and Z were like, what R? What the heck is this music? And like, Ari's here, he already figured it out way ahead of us. But man, so what was your reaction to the trailer? Did you see anything you were excited about? Do you like the new direction they're taking it? It's like a actiony game, like more like a horror focus, um, and stuff like that. What do you think? What do you think of the trailer?
I mean, mm, it was good. It definitely, the game definitely changed a lot from the original.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine.
It looks a lot more terrifying
I
now.
still need to go back and watch a few reaction videos from like hardcore Resident Evil fans just to see what their peer reactions are to Resident Evil 4
Oh, you
remake
do that too? I did that with the exact same with Final Fantasy 16.
because I know Resident Evil 4, like a lot of people found out they're remaking it. They're like, it's like, please don't ruin it. It's like that. It doesn't need to be remade. It's perfect as is. It's like
I mean,
a
if
lot of people are
Remake
worried.
3
Um,
was as good as Remake 2, then literally everybody would be creaming their pants.
Resident Evil 3 remake. The reason why hardcore Resident Evil fans didn't really care about it because a lot of the stuff they cut out from the original RE3 and the RE3 remake was they said it's an okay game, like it was fine, it was fun, but like it didn't really feel like a Resident Evil 3 game.
It felt
It,
more like a what
it
is it
had a
called?
lot. It felt like to me, if you guys go back and watch my review video about how I feel, um, I just felt like even as a new player, like I didn't play the original three, but as for me, like the beginning stages of Resident Evil 3 remake, it's like you can tell they kind of rush through like some of the story elements. It's like, wait a minute, like what's going on? You're going too fast. Like what the hell's going on? Like,
Clearly,
but
I've had that problem
is
also
it
with
a
the original
fine
game come
game? Did
out.
I enjoy it? Yeah, I enjoyed it. I gave it like I think a 7 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. It's still a fine game. You know, if it gets the upgrades eventually, like RE2 Remake and RE7, I might go back and play those at 60 FPS and whatnot.
Although I'm just gonna say this right now, and I know it's more than likely gonna get me gutted as a fish and spit roasted.
Yeah.
But even though I really enjoyed Resident Evil 7, I have absolutely zero interest in Resident Evil 8.
Oh, why is that?
I don't know. Just it looks, it doesn't look like a bad game, and I like Ethan as a character. There's just something about it that really makes me not want to give it a try, really.
Oh,
And I can't really explain it.
that's gotta be a big booba lady, right?
I'd say probably so, because so many people overrate her so much, and
You
even
know
the
what's really,
man
you know
with
what's
us in
really
this
funny?
chat right now overrated
I
her.
love the way Capcom marketed the game because everybody thought the Lady Demetrescu, they
Lemmy
thought that,
Dimitrescu.
yeah, they thought that she's like the final boss, like somewhat the final boss, like she's the final area and stuff like that. But no, they was just marketing the first, like pretty much like the first part of the story, which was pretty fantastic. Like
I
everything,
think I know why now.
yeah,
Because between all the other Resident Evil games and including Resident Evil 7, I felt actually terrified and enthralled with the story. But with
yeah.
Resident Evil 8, oh no, I'm being chased by a big titty goth bitch. Not that interesting.
Oh, trust me, the game gets better than that. Like, to be honest with you, I know the castle is fun. Like, it kind of gives you like a Resident Evil feel, but like the game really picks up after her castle. To be honest. Um,
I
Now
just want,
getting back to Resident Evil 4 because we got sidetracked with the other Resident Evils. My apologies. Resident Evil 4. I like the way they kept Leon Kennedy, like his outfit from the original. That was nice. They kept that the same. They got the same voice actor back from Resident Evil 2 remake, which is
do you think they're
fantastic.
gonna make him sound a bit gruffer since he's older?
Uh, yeah, you can tell from the trailer that he sounds like he's been through a lot since RE2 remake, and this
Hmm.
is a little bit more grounded. Like the original, like actually, oh, okay. There's a little spoiler. What I know. If you haven't played Resident Evil 4, please exit out of the stream. Come back in about 5-10 minutes. But what I'm getting at is Ashley ends up getting kidnapped, and the original RE4, Leon doesn't feel like it's like his fault or like he wish he can change things. He just goes to that place. He kicks some ass. He's a badass. He can roundhouse kick people. He can do this, do that. He's like a freaking super. He's like a at last action hero type of character. And the
Like one of those
remake
Hollywood movies.
in the remake, they're grounding him a little bit, making more like realistic human emotions. Like he wish that he can change it. Like he kind of feels bad about actually being kidnapped. Like it's his fault, and he feels obligated that he's gotta. He goes, I gotta make the change. You know, there's gotta be a way for me to make the change and whatnot. I thought, and a lot of people are probably gonna be worried about the cheesiness being gone. The cheesiness might be there, but I think Leon's gonna be more grounded. I think that's the best way to go with a horror focus RE4. Um, if you play RE Village like I have, you can definitely tell that they was using that as like a testing ground for RE4 remake, just to say, hey, yeah, we can put this here and put this there. Um, and a lot of people worry about Resident Evil 4 remake. Last I knew, I have to look and see if they got any information for that. Last I knew that the leaks were saying that the Resident Evil 3 remake team is working on this game, which a lot of people's like, it's like, no, they're gonna ruin it. No, no, no. Capcom understands. Resident Evil 4 is like their Final Fantasy 7. It's their baby. They know a lot of people love this game. It's a beloved game. Uh, this is why they said, hey, you team that worked on Resident Evil 2 remake, we want you to have the lead on the development. So if you guys love Resident Evil 2 remake and how it's like it's faithful but yet new, like a new fresh coat of paint. Like it's a fresh experience, but it's kind of like really like nostalgia to Resident Evil 2, if you like that, then Resident Evil 4 Remake is probably going to be the game for you. Which I'm excited. I can't wait.
Let's be honest, no matter how good a game is, people are always going to find reasons to tear it apart. That's just the
Oh yeah.
society we live in nowadays.
It's always going to be haters. It's going to be people that love it or hate it. It's going to be people in the middle that go, I'll play it, but I'm not really,
Not really interested in it.
Yeah, right. They're a little interested. They're right in the fence per se.
And like I said, I do apologize for the way I sound or the way I act. I
Yeah.
am indeed under the weather.
hmm
It sucks, but
I have a little bit of a headache, but we're getting through this. Anyways, Ari, is there anything? Do you like the way they're going with the horror focus this time around? What do you think of Leon being more grounded this time around? Like saying he's like acting like it's more like it's my fault why Ash actually got kidnapped. And what's your thoughts on this changes they're doing for Remake?
I mean, I think it's better for the game. We won't end up with another Resident Evil 6.
Right, and I agree. I think the reason why Capcom's like remaking, they remade one, right? They remade it, and everybody's like, man, I'm glad they remade it because it's fantastic. And then what do? They remade 2, 3, now 4. Now what we're seeing a pattern of, other than 3 was led by a team that, it's a good game, don't get me wrong, but I think Resident Evil 2 Remake had more like heart and soul into it. Resident Evil 3 Remake had that kind of, but it didn't have as much as 2. But I think that Capcom's remaking the older games, so I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but just hear me out. What if Capcom realized that the mistakes they made in Resident Evil 5 and 6, what if they're using 4 as the starting point to say, okay, if they decide to go make 5 and 6, remake them. If they have the team that made like 2 remake, that's working on Resident Evil 4, if they can make Resident Evil 4 the way it should be and people enjoy it, maybe the success of that will say, okay, if we can remake 4 and make it where people are really excited about the changes, maybe we can find the wrong that the fans have with 5 and 6 and maybe remake those into games that people will enjoy. Maybe tone it down on the action. Don't make an action game. You're ruining the Resident Evil with that. So, if you want some action, that's fine. But Resident Evil has always had like the atmospheric horror type of feel to their games. That's what I love. I never played 5 and 6, never played 4, but I can see why people. So I talked to a few people and they did not like play. Like they only play 5. They only like 5 because they play with co-op. They play with their friends. It made it more like bearable. But yeah, that's what I think is going on with that. If Capcom decides to do that, but Resident Evil 4 remake, awesome. What a way to start out the state of play. Okay, then we had Resident Evil. Okay, if we don't have to talk about all of this, so another one that kind of hit me and Ari was the Callisto Protocol, and I think that horror game was fantastic looking. Like it got me like excited. I was like, man, this is gruesome. This is grody. This is like dark. I mean, it's like. At first I thought it was Dead Space remake. I surely thought it was, but now we know why because the OG dev team is working on this game. Ari, what is your thoughts on this game, and what's your hype level for it?
I'm buying it day one.
And guess what, guys? It comes out this year.
Oh, it's supposed to. It doesn't have an official. It doesn't have an official release date yet.
Oh, okay.
They said it's supposed
wait,
to be
what
out this
doesn't
year.
have an official release date?
The Callisto Protocol. It's the horror game that looks like Dead Space, kinda.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Resident Evil 4 remake.
No, we moved on.
Say.
We moved on from that.
Oh, well, I didn't see the game because I was gone. I had a pizza to eat. So you two are basically knowing what you're talking about. I have no idea. This is
Okay,
pretty
oh
much why I'm
yeah.
staying
See, I
quiet.
forgot. Z was gone. He had to go eat. So, yeah. For me, looked interesting. It looks scary all get out. I like horror games, but I'm not like a big, massive fan. I got to play every single horror game out there. Um, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. I think if I'm going to stream it, I might. If not, I'll play it and just give my thoughts on it later. But yeah, it looks interesting. I can't wait. Like I said, looked like Dead Space remake. I was getting excited about it. I was like, wait a minute, this ain't Dead Space remake. This is. And they showed the name of the game, and I was like, well, Street Fighter 6. I mean, it's a fighting game. I'm not big into fighting games, but hey, it looks interesting. The art style looks cool, but I can't see myself playing the game. Ari, what do you think of Street Fighter 6?
It looks cool. I have all the other games, so I might get it, but I don't know. I do
Yeah,
have I do have all the other games.
I do have
They're
Street
good.
Fighter 5, but I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, they're good games. Just I don't know. I don't know if I'll get it.
Right. Oh, one more update for Resident Evil 4 Remake. I totally forgot. I know a lot of people are flipping out and say, wait a minute, it's PS5? It's not exclusive to PlayStation. It's coming to Xbox Series and Windows PC. So you can play on PC
So,
or Xbox Series. It's
so it's
not
a
coming to
next
last
gen.
gen. Not coming to
Yeah,
last gen,
yeah,
which
it's a
is
next gen only.
amazing. I love that direction. Sorry, last gen users, but we gotta eventually start having games made for next current gen. Shouldn't say next gen, because next gen would be PlayStation 6 and whatever Xbox decides, Microsoft decides to make. But we won't talk about that. That's not what this stream's about. Okay, we are gonna move on to Final Fantasy 16, the juiciness, the highlight of the show. This is the part that everybody's like, no, it's not gonna be there. And I had people say, J19, you're out of your damn mind. It's not gonna be there. This Watts, it's not gonna be there. And I had people say, you were right. Other than the release date, that still feels like a gut punch. And okay, this is the part
Do you
where we
want
talk
another
about
cyberpunk?
our, huh?
Do you want another cyberpunk?
No, I don't. I do not want another Cyberpunk. I don't even look like a Cyberpunk
Exactly.
game.
Well, what I'm trying to say is, do you want it to release so soon that it's filled with glitches, bugs, and uglier graphics than what it's supposed to be?
No. I understand. I understand where Yoshi P's come from. He wants to make
Yes.
sure when the game launches, he wants to make sure the game launches on on his approval. Because if you look at his track record of Final Fantasy 14 and all the expansions him and his team worked on, they haven't
Hmm.
had any big issues, right? It launched fine. People enjoyed it. There wasn't a whole lot of complaints. The only complaints I had was the servers got too dang full when Endwalker showed up.
I will say this though,
Oops.
I'm not gonna act like the game being pushed back to 2023 doesn't suck because it does. Because I want my hands on the game now. Damn it!
Right.
But we have to understand from both point of views that yes, we want it now, but if we get it now, then it's gonna be a horrible, horrible experience because it's gonna be filled with glitches
Right.
and
They want to make sure
stuff like that.
it's not to their standard, but it is playable from start to finish. They said, so that's good news. Um, They still want to polish it up for another year, and it's more like optimize it for the PS5. Make sure it's taking like the advantage of the PS5, best of their capabilities at this point,
No
which
doubt
is
the graphics will be different as well, just like it was last time.
right because they got time to optimize it some more. And man, the screenshots alone just blows my freaking mind. Like,
And the fact that it'll look even better in game
yeah,
because
oh
Square
my
Enix
goodness,
is one of the only few companies that do not downgrade graphics. I've
right?
never seen
They
them once
they
downgrade
know how
graphics
to make their
before.
games graphically look good.
I mean, this isn't
So
Ubisoft we're dealing with.
so
Hey,
You
Brandon,
know I
I
had
think
to
you
take
got
a
that
job
wrong.
with him.
I
Yeah.
think you got that wrong, man. Ubisoft just puts a checklist on the side of your game and says, do this, and this.
Right,
Don't
yeah.
upgrade the graphics, downgrade the graphics, add no 60 FPS and 4K option, and call it a day, and we'll get money anyways because people support us and they suck our dicks.
Anyways, before we go off the memes with Ubisoft,
I
let's
got
let's
plenty.
let's
Lord knows I
let's
got plenty
get
of
let's get
those.
focused on Final Fantasy 16. Okay, me and Z totally flipped out with Final Fantasy 16. Of course, we flipped out like kids in a candy store.
Just like with
So,
Resident Evil 4, but more.
Final Fantasy 16 looks fantastic. I think it's gonna
It
be a great
does.
game. Do I have some worries? I'll talk about that later. I do have some things I need to point out and what I think they need to improve upon. But man, that trailer, oh, so good. So is that music. Oh, Ari, what was your thoughts when you saw that trailer?
Um, it was great until I saw the release date.
Right. Yeah, me and Ari after Z got off, me and Ari were talking about it in a call, and we was just both like silent. We both had to like, oh, dude, that was a gut punch. Like we felt it in our stomachs. Like that's how bad it hit us. Like we were so
I felt the
hyped.
gunch punch too.
We were excited. We were like 11 out of 10 excitement. All of a sudden, the release window hit. It's like bam. Like what the heck? Was it upside stomach? That's how good that trailer was. That trailer was better than the original trailer. Like I had goosebumps in that, but this trailer here just it blew my freaking mind. Like the combat looks fun. You can pull off some sick combos. Um, the characters, like the new characters they have like introduced, I will read a little bit about them. I have read it to Ari. We understand what they're about. But I'm gonna pull up the Final Fantasy 16 on my mobile device and I'll read it to you guys, and we will go from there and talk more about Final Fantasy 16. So give me a moment.
Your moment's up, Reed.
Dun dun dun. Okay. Hang on, guys. I'm a little slow. Yeah, I think this is it. We got some more information about characters. I will read these two. If I butcher the names, I apologize in advance. So we got the first one is a lot of people already knew. Once you saw this guy and like the way he looks, he definitely looks like his icon. There's no doubt about it. He is a big. You saw this big, massive man.
He's a big dude.
He's a big dude. His name is
I heard he's like
Hugo.
10 feet tall.
His name is Hugo Kupka. He's a
Hugo Cupcake.
cupcake. I would say that around him. He's a big boy. Okay, I'm gonna read about his little stats here. Permanent economic advisor Hugo Kupka's meteoric rise to prominence was sudden, if not unexpected. Once a nameless foot soldier in the Republican Army, his awakening as a dominant of the Icon Titan thrust him to the forefront of the Dalmatian politics. It was here he used his newfound position as the most powerful man in the Republic, and exert influence over both the nation's armies and its policies making, amassing a personal fortune in the process. Yet, while it is said that a man who has everything wants for nothing, uh, Benedicta Harmon will teach him money and power are far from all the world has to offer. You guys are wondering, who in the heck is that Benedicta Harmon? That's a good question, because this is the next character. It's the woman we saw in the first trailer. It's the woman we saw in the second trailer with the blonde hair. She is a beautiful looking woman, but let's talk more about her. Having emerged from the storm of youth, cold-hearted and ruthless, Benedicta Harmon, dominant of the icon Garuda. There you go, guys. There's our review from the trailer. She is the dominant of the icon Garuda, which we all looked at that claws, that one move that he was doing. We all said, "Wait a minute, is that Garuda And sure enough, it was. Okay. Warden of the Wind turned her talent for swordplay and a subterfuge into a command of Walu's elite intelligensers. That is a word I have never heard, and it's hard for me to say. It is on a mission to find a elusive second icon of fire that she crosses path with like a like-minded Clive, and is forced to face her past. So that's pretty interesting. Um, Pretty interesting to see. I'm really excited to see more about these characters. We still don't know who the dominant of Ramu is, Odin, Bahamut. We do not know anything of that, but here's the juiciness that a lot of people like. They're so hyped. They're so hyped because they saw the logo. The man, this is like the best trailer. I cannot wait. I want to buy this game. And then everybody's like really flipping out. I saw a couple of reactions videos, but they didn't really quite catch this. I think a couple people did, and I caught it as well. At the very end, he says, he's talking like the main bad guy. We got the main bad guy revealed, and he's talking to Clive. And we see like this badass moment. We see Clive's face, and he's like staring down at this bad guy. He's like, "Awaken, awaken, Ifrit."
Ifrit.
And
Awaken.
if you slow that trailer down, slow it down.
There
are two Ifrits.
Ifrits. I saw
this is what I'm thinking. The bad guy is a dark Ifrit. The light Ifrit is Clive. He becomes the dominant of Ifrit light, which is freaking amazing. Like, there's some people that theorize
the main villain is a bastard Ifrit.
Yeah, pretty much. He's dark. So there's two Ifrits in this game. This is gonna be freaking wild, man. Like, we saw Bahamut, Odin, which they look freaking phenomenal.
The only one we really haven't seen was what's that water summon? Leviathan.
I don't know if Leviathan's in this one.
I hope so. It'd be pretty nice.
We'll have to see. Because they
But wasn't Leviathan just an FF7 summon, or is it throughout the games?
Well, he's in FF15. He's in I'll get back to you on that one. But anyways, another thing I caught. What was I gonna say? I was trying to think. Oh, and okay, the main thing we saw too is the combat. Let's just get straight to the combat. The combat looks sick. Definitely has a heavy dose of like Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah. And
because it is a Devil May Cry 5 guy working on Final Fantasy 16.
Yes. There's some good news. There's some good news about this. I have also slowed the trailer down, and they have put the stagger gameplay mechanics in that one as well. So
it's from cool. Remake. You could tell.
Yeah, and I don't know what the bars.
At first.
There's 3 bars at the top towards Clive's meter. I don't know what that represents.
Could it be something like Remake 2, like an ATP bar?
That's some people are saying that. I'm not sure. I hope Yoshi P will. He's gonna have some interviews. I hope he can clarify like what those bars are.
I knew there was gonna be some kind of remake planet into 16. I called that a while back. Did I not?
You did mention it. I was kind of skeptical, but yeah, they kept staggering at least. What I really like about the combat is you can switch between like each icon. Like you can go from Shiva, Odin, Garuda, Ifrit. I thought that was perfect. Like you can switch on the fly. I think I don't know yet, but you can do like combo. I see him like combo like he's using Garuda. Like he's like spinning up in the air, and then he automatically switched to freaking Titan, and he did like a freaking ground pound slam. Oh, that was sick as crap.
I know this is kind of off topic, but am I the only one that likes the way that guy says Ifrit towards the end?
Yeah, it was different. It was different. It took me a while to get used to it.
I actually like the way he says it. Like, he's like, awaken, Ifrit. Like, dude, it gives me goosebumps.
Right, yeah, it's just like it's so menacing. Like I can't
Hmm.
wait. I can't wait to see what else they have in store. So Ari, what was your thoughts on the combat you saw, and what you really excited this? What you saw about it?
I mean, I know the combat looked good. It's, I mean, you know how I feel about the DMC games,
Oh
and
yeah.
this,
Yeah, you
and
got a hard on for the DMC games.
and it looked a lot like that. Honestly, though, anything that wasn't from that game looked more like it was from the game Dragon's Dogma instead of Final Fantasy. But
Yeah, I heard people talking about that. The like the icon versus icon. That game, like when I saw the two bars and you saw just a symbol like of the icons, it gave me heavy like Street Fighter vibes, like a fighting game vibe to me. Or when they done
I
like
will
the
say,
like earlier in the trailer, they had like a one-on-one. Like Clive was actually fighting I think a dragoon outside, and it showed the same exact thing. Like it showed Clive and they showed like the dragoon like enemy. I don't know, like it was like a boss fight, like a one-on-one. Um, I thought that was sick.
I
Like I thought that was pretty cool, but it gave me like heavy like it gave me like heavy like fighting game vibe, like with the bars, with the health bars on top.
right. Oh
I don't know how
yeah.
I don't
Speaking
know
of
how you guys feel about
bars,
that.
I'm just gonna say this right now.
Okay.
The game itself has a setting where it's gonna be very dark, very serious,
Oh yeah.
and like sad, depressing, serious, and that's fine and all. I love those types of stories. It really, in my opinion, gets me more set in with the characters and everything else. And I don't know if you noticed this in the original trailer for Final Fantasy 16,
Yeah.
but um, whenever you hear it, it isn't as obvious in English, but once you read the Japanese version in English, it really has much more feeling to it. You know, towards the ending where Ifrit was tearing up these people with the blood coming out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He, you hear someone in the background yell, "Please, Joshua, wake up!"
Right.
And in the Japanese version, they say, "No, please, he's my younger brother." And as we all know, Joshua and Clive are brothers.
Right. Yeah. They're 5 years
So
different. Yeah.
yeah, so that means that the one who was talking in that trailer of "Please, Joshua, wake up," that was Clive himself
Yeah, that's
yelling
what I
that.
figured because yeah, so I recognize like somebody said they watched like the Japanese trailer and like they had like a translator thing, and they's like, wow, I was like that really gave us some idea what's going on here.
It
But
also
yeah, that
shows
was
how
pretty
great the
bad.
voice acting is going to be. Why'd you say?
Yeah, what's funny about that is most of the Final Fantasy games are voice acted, like voice recorded in Japanese first. This time around, it's actually voice
It's in
recorded
English
first in
first,
English and British
similar to Devil May
English.
Cry.
So I can't wait. That's gonna be fun.
And the reason that I absolutely love this is because you can tell, even though it doesn't really sound like Clive, because the guy, even though the same voice actor, he sounds completely different when he yells versus when he says, "I'll kill you," even if it's the last thing I do.
Yeah,
They sound completely different. And it comes to show how good of a voice actor that guy is, and how much raw
right.
emotion he can
And
portray
you know
into the
what's
character.
and we all knew this that they was going to use a lot of the voice actors from Final Fantasy 14 into 16, which is great, which is pretty great because they don't have to go out and find somebody like so. Oh, hey, you want to come in here and they had a lot of their own voice actors. It's like and they are spoken like British, like the British accent. So it's like this works.
I just want to personally see how brutal the game truly can be, because even though, which is understandable that they censored the guy's head being cut off,
Right.
I just want to see how truly brutal the Final Fantasy series can be, starting off with 16. Like,
Well,
it's one thing.
we all know how dark and mature the game's going to be because if you guys go back and watch the trailer, there's a scene where Clive is like shirtless and the woman next to him like she's shirtless as well, like she has nothing covering. A lot of people say, "What potential sex scene? What?"
Yeah. I just wonder, even though it's in a trailer,
Yeah.
whether it is intentional that they did not show the head being chopped off or not, as in for the trailer. Imagine if they actually show the guy's head being chopped off.
That was brutal. Um, I don't
I
like what I like about this
I know
game.
it's probably not possible. I just want to see it so badly. Does that make me a psychopath?
Well, you're pretty crazy. You're pretty crazy.
I know I'm
But yeah,
crazy.
what I like about Yoshida and his team, like they are not afraid to make a dark, mature, like Final Fantasy. They know that fans are asking. It's like, look, it's all fine in games. You want to make a rated T for teen Final Fantasy game. You gotta make it buck. You gotta make it money, right? You gotta make it moolah, your
Right.
dinero, your yen. Um, but Yoshi P and his team knows that a lot of the hardcore Final Fantasy fans are what, right? We're in our
Hmm.
30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, so
Or
on
even
and so
going on
forth,
20s.
and then 20s. So they know that we are getting mature. So it's like, let's make a mature Final Fantasy game. Let's show some blood. Let's show some really dark themed game. And I
Hmm.
think that's why all three of us really like Final Fantasy 16 because it's hitting us hard. Like it's showcasing like how hard life can be and like how like it's not all sugar and rainbows and stuff like that. There's blood,
It's not
there's chaos, there's
lollipops.
loss, there's casualties,
It's
there's
not Final Fantasy VII Remake where they're censoring all the blood and replacing it with sparks.
no
No.
or smoke.
And no, us humans aren't supposed to bleed sparks and smoke. We're supposed to bleed blood.
Right.
Aha. Smoke and sparks go. Brrr, you know what I
So
mean?
let's get back on track. All right. This is football for you. Whoever wants to go first. What is the main thing you saw in this trailer that made you just say, I know we all were excited about 16, we all knew we was going to buy it, but what is one thing in this trailer that solidified it even further? Whoever wants to go.
I would say. Let me just do a quick process of the trailer real quick. Um, I would pretty much say the medieval settings and the war going on and seeing all that chaos,
Yeah.
especially on the battlefield, I think that's what sold me because I absolutely love, and I think it's just me being a little bit of a Narnia fan. Hang on. I think it's just me being a bit of a Narnia fan, but I absolutely loved watching Narnia, and I just watched it a week, or no, actually a few days ago.
Right.
I actually watched Narnia and just absolutely brought back some nostalgia, and I'm like, yes, yes, medieval setting, Final Fantasy, brutal, with blood, guts, heads being chopped off and everything. I love it. Sell me that
Right.
game right now. I'll pay any amount of money for it.
So you like seeing all the chaos of war and seeing
Chaos, war.
the realistic aspects of it, like just realizing, hey, war is not good. War is not, it's not. Let's make it rated T for teen, and we see war, but it's not like the cat. Like you're seeing blood splatter, you're seeing people being killed, you're seeing like the dark, mature theme
When are we
of
gonna see
war.
somebody being disemboweled? When is that gonna happen?
We saw, I think we saw Titan's arm being cut off. I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty dark.
Can
So,
someone show me someone being disemboweled already? Damn. I don't care if that makes me sound like a psychopath.
all right,
I want gore in this game. It's been
like
lacking in Final Fantasy for too long. There was gore in Final Fantasy
you
7.
got
Why can't
gore.
there be gore in Remake?
You got gore. Okay, Ari, go ahead. What is one
Yeah,
thing
I'm
you
sorry. I
saw
know I'm
from the
being off
trailer
topic.
that you saw in the trailer that really solidified you saying, this is the part that sold it for me, even though you was
The
already sold,
fact the fact that we got the trailer.
right?
The simple fact that the simple fact that it exists.
And the simple fact that everybody could take their clown faces off.
Well, I mean, I don't know about Brandon. He stayed the clown he stayed the clown the whole time.
How did I stay the clown?
Because you're saying Final Fantasy Remake Part 2 at Pay to Play. And you had a cloud on
Ah,
it.
shit. Well, fuck it. Even if it makes me a clown, I'm glad 16 was there. I don't care. To me, I'm not wearing a clown
So
either.
Z,
So,
I got one
it's a
thing for you.
win.
Honk honk.
What's that? You know what? You can go suck on a giant popsicle. I don't care.
Alright, sorry chat for going off the stream a little bit.
Yeah, these assholes are picking on me now, don't they?
Okay, for
I
me,
will say,
what so what? Okay, I'm gonna say
um,
one thing real
do you
quick, and then
want, do you want,
you can go back and talk about what you want to talk about.
okay.
I gotta get this out because it's my turn. Um, the one thing that sold it for me for this game is the combat. Once I saw more of the combat, I'm like, this like just seeing all the combos you can pull off. Devil May Cry 5-ish. I mean, not ish, but Devil May Cry 5 combat, like pulling off some sick combos and like I was waiting for when I saw all that. I was waiting for like the D, the C, and the B and the S to pop up on the side and say like superb or badass. The combat sold it for me, and just seeing like that, and just seeing like the environments, and like seeing like characters talk, and like more of a story about the dominance and the icons. Yeah, those two things, but definitely the combat solidified it for me. I was like, this is what I needed to see. Dude, the first trailer, don't get me wrong, it showcased some combat, but it's pretty basic. Like we didn't see the UI. Now, before you finish, Z, the next topic of this is what is one thing from the trailers, both trailers, that you saw, are you kind of have a little worried about Final Fantasy 16? What is one thing you kind of worried about that you wish you hope
That
they make change of?
that was actually what I was gonna say.
Really? Well, there you
Like,
go.
yeah, like I was gonna say, and our concerns, by the way, like, I kind of have some myself.
Hey, go
What about
ahead. Oh,
you?
this is a
You know,
judgment-free zone. Feel free.
um, the game looks great. Graphics look great. I know they're gonna update them, so it doesn't really matter because they already look good.
Mm,
Um, I will say though, some of the graphics in the trailer looked better. Obviously, I'm not gonna say that they look worse because obviously they don't.
mm-hmm.
But some of them could, it still could take a little bit of time to be worked on. Like, both of them weren't 4K. I know that, but I can see some texture issues here and there. But with the screenshots, and I know they look the same graphics wise, it already looks beautiful. But I
Mm-hmm.
just want to see what the product looks like when it's completely done. Like, because I know for a fact
Right.
that this is Business Unit 3.
You want to see like as it draws like you want to see what we're in 2023 and like we're about a month is like month and a half out and we see like another gameplay footage of like of what the final product can look like. I
Oh
understand.
God, yes.
I understand. Like I'm the
Like,
same way with Forspoken. I'm interested, but as we get close to the launch, like October, then when they show more gameplay of that, I'll watch it and then I'll make my final verdict then. Um,
it's probably not gonna be like a huge difference between now and then, but it's,
but
let's face it, it's either gonna be of a difference like PlayStation 4 versus PlayStation 5 of Final Fantasy 7 Remake, where you could tell there's a difference, but
yeah,
not much of, or it's gonna be like Horizon Zero Dawn versus Horizon Forbidden West level of difference. I want it to be the latter, but if it's the former, I'm not gonna be too upset about it.
well, with 2 years, with a year and a half worth of work, just
Yeah.
comparing both the trailer, like the first trailer and the second trailer, the game is marvelously, significantly better, substantially better. Um,
Mhm. Right.
so
Cause
that's your word, right? You just want to make sure that the game is. Yoshi P, I know how he is. I know I give him a hard time, even though I'm not talking to him straight to straight, face to face, and
mhm.
all that. But since he's kind of, you know, him and his team are making a single player mainline Final Fantasy, and Sony bought
Right.
exclusive rights for him. I do have my worries for it, but I'll talk about my worries next. The only worry I have is the UI is kind of mobile phone ish, kind of like the health bars. Like it kind of reminds me like fighting style, but like the buttons on the bottom, like it just reminds me like a mobile game kind of like the UI. I know they're still working on the game, they're still gonna optimize and stuff, but if you can like change up a little bit where it's not so like mobile phone ish. When I saw that, I was so hyped, but I wasn't paying attention. But when I did my thoughts and reaction video yesterday, I noticed it some more. I'm like, yeah, this game is great, but they can make the UI a little bit more like more lavish, like more like it's just like it fits like the dark mature theme, like the bright green health bar. I don't I don't know. That's just me. That's the only word I have.
Dude, can you do me a favor, please?
Yes.
And stop reading my mind. I was gonna say the exact same thing. The UI looks like absolute dog shit. No
It,
offense, to Yoshi P. No offense to him at all.
well,
No
even
offense to the
Nice Guy
team.
Prince, who
But
is a freaking fanboy of Final Fantasy 14, he can't stop lavishing over that. He thinks Yoshi P is the
I think he
man.
creamed his pants
He's the
when he saw that.
savior of E3 of Square Enix. Even he
He's a
said,
savior of Square
he's
Enix
like
down with
the
Nomura.
game is great, but the
The
UI
UI
needs some
is
work.
like I think everyone agrees, and I hope Yoshi P sees this, but
Yeah,
they should really make the UI fit in with the game.
yeah,
I mean, it's understandable they want to make it a bit bright so we can see it, but like not that bright, please.
right.
Make it
I think if they just made a couple adjustments, it'll be fine. I'm not like,
make
oh no, this is a crappy game because of UI. I think a lot of people see it like the UI is like it does need a little bit of work. I know they're gonna tweak things and optimize it, but
make it like
let's
what
let's allow
what is a game
Ari
you could think of?
let's
Oh,
let
okay.
Ari chip in. Ari, what is one thing that kind of worries you about this game, if you have any?
Honestly, the release date.
The release date. Yes, the release
Still
date
on
should
about that
have
release
been
date.
the release date should have been sooner than normal.
Damn you, OCP! Why aren't you releasing it sooner? Damn it!
I got a great idea, and I talked to some people.
Ideas aren't your
This is a
strong suit.
you know how I don't know if Yoshi Ari can answer this because he knows more about Final Fantasy 14 and Yoshi P, how he is with the community. But a lot of people I talk to, and they're like me, like this would be great if Yoshi P really is worried about like make sure that Final Fantasy 16 is the way it should be. Like he wants to make sure that fans, even new players, will play this game and be like, "This is the Final Fantasy game we all dream about." What if down the road, maybe later on this year, that Yoshi P and them drop a demo? But here's the thing: it's a demo for us to try the game out, but we're able to give our feedback. Like we're able to give feedback, like, "Hey, this is like some things that you could tweak, make it better." Like a lot of some studios will do that, where they'll have like a demo or a trial version of the game, and they listen to like the community feedback, and wherever's like the most complaints or maybe suggestions that the fan base or even like players overall want to see
Hmm.
make changes of whether it's like UI or maybe like how the characters move or how like some of the combat like maybe tweak the combat to make it even smoother transition, stuff like that. I think it'd be fantastic. I think since Yoshi P is like he loves the community, he's like he has a heart and soul of like making sure the community's happy with his product. He wants to
Hmm.
make sure the product is there on released. That way, when fans play it, they say, "Thank you, Yoshi P. This is like one of the greatest things you've
This is
ever
a
done."
masterpiece. This is really
Um,
good and stuff like that.
like Final Fantasy 14 expansions.
Oh,
I don't know much about Yoshi P and Final Fantasy 14, but Ari can step in and say that whether or not he would do something like that. Would that be a nice suggestion?
Whether I would do something what?
Like for the demo, like if they drop a
Oh
demo
yeah,
and have like
yeah.
a community feedback, you think Yoshi P is a type of person? Like I don't know if he ever did that for Final Fantasy 14, have like a community feedback of what he could do to make it better.
Not really, but
No?
I don't think he ever did that. But he did have the trial up to level 60. So if that counts.
Yeah, it does count.
I
And
mean,
like
there.
I think that's the reason why they're doing like a major overhaul on the graphics, especially like the early part of Final Fantasy
Mhm.
14. Is because I think he did get I think he likes to read or watch. He might even like to watch some streams and watch people play like through all
He got
you know
the
A Realm
message that the
Reborn.
graphics didn't look very well
Like
from people.
the A Realm Reborn, you can tell that's one of the first, it's the first expansion, the first part of Final Fantasy 14. I know the graphics gets better as you play through all the expansions. Um, and I think that's him like saying, okay, a lot of people are like slogging through A Realm Reborn because it's a slog. It's like it's not visually appealing, and once people get through that, and then the game like just takes off. It's like, whoa, Heaven's Ward, Stormblood,
Right.
Shadowbringers, you know.
I'm
Like
back.
some of the best stories ever told by video games has some of the crappiest graphics you could see.
Yeah.
Take Final Fantasy VII for example. Amazing story, amazing cast of characters, beautiful music, the shittiest graphics you ever seen.
Well, for its time, it wasn't.
For its time, it wasn't no, but you look back at it now, it has aged poorly as all can be.
I
Okay,
will
what
say.
Ari said. Go
I
ahead,
will
Ari.
say though, The Last of Us Part Two, still beat Final Fantasy VII remake in the remake in graphics.
What was that about you saying the Final Fantasy VII Remake has the best graphics of all time?
Yeah.
No,
Anyways, before
no.
we go,
Every single game that I've shown you so far, you say remake has better graphics, remake has better graphics. It doesn't matter what game until 16 and Last of Us Part 2 came. I even said Red Dead Redemption 2, which has better graphics than um 16 in my opinion. Um, remake has better graphics than. So what's up with that? If you don't mind explaining.
Mm,
That's all you have to say?
yeah,
Okay. I guess that's
that's
all
all
I
I
have to
got to
say.
say.
Justin, do you have your phone with you by any chance?
Huh?
Do you have your phone with you by any chance? I want you to show the people something.
I do have a phone.
Okay, I'm gonna send you something on Discord, and I want to remind you that both of these images are in game. It
Okay.
comes to show how truly seriously they're taking this by upgrading Clive and the graphics, because this shit looks amazing.
All right, chat. Hang on. I'm gonna try to show you guys this, but it's not gonna be probably perfect. But hang on a second.
Perfect. It's not gonna be perfect, but it's understandable.
I don't know if you guys can see it, but yeah, probably not. But yeah, you can see it. I guess I can't. It's not gonna work. My camera's not that great, but
Well, they can look up the images anyways and see for themselves if they
you
want to
can
let
compare
that
the
be their
two.
graphic
But yeah,
notes.
I still think Clive looks way better in the current trailer.
Clearly.
So
And the bottom, people would think it's CGI, but no, if you look at the hair really closely, like at the strands, it has
yeah.
some anti-aliasing problems, which in the CGI Square Enix, never do they have that problem, since it's computer-generated imagery. So, that just comes to show, because I'm very observant when it comes to, like, graphics and details.
Well, I know
Always
one
have been,
thing.
always
I
will
know
be.
one thing too. Hair and water are like the hardest thing for developers to get right.
Yeah, seriously.
Hair
Well,
like
it's
hair and water are like the two of the major things that they have a hard time getting right. Like getting the hair to look.
Square Enix kind of nailed water like from
Well,
Remake
yeah,
to
they
15.
had a lot of water in like a lot of the games, so over the
Okay,
years you can
fuck you,
tell.
Popstar.
What do you say?
Nothing.
Get
Oh.
I
good.
was hoping he wouldn't say that on stream. I sent him a message that said "get good" in the server and deleted it.
Of course you did. I saw that, you little bastard.
Oh wow. Yeah, you can tell, guys. This is my J19's gaming podcast stream. Anything goes. Anything can happen. This is raw footage. I ain't gonna edit anything out because I can't edit.
Demonetize.
That's right. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Go my pal.
Demonetized, copyrighted, striked, taken down.
Yeah. But anyways, I think, guys, is all we
Famous
have?
follow the ultimate
Is this
YouTuber
all?
J19 Shokes 89.
So is this all? Everything we need want to talk about tonight? Any final last words?
Popstar could suck a fat dick. That's what I have to say.
Guys. Cool that. Okay, the stream is gonna end.
Ends before it gets more chaotic.
All right, guys.
By the way,
yeah.
the event was great.
Okay.
I agree. It was amazing and I absolutely enjoyed it. But
It
to
was.
think
It
that the
was.
fact that it's related to say, what was it? Summer Game Fest?
Yeah, it was linked. So Sony was they started off. They was like, we're gonna headline this thing with a state of play, and it's absolutely mind blowing. I was shocked from start to finish. Mind blown. I'm excited. I got 2 day one purchases. One is kind of in the middle, and with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the
2
stream.
day
I know
one
it's kind of,
purchases. 2 day one purchases, and one more thing I have to say before we go.
Yeah.
Since this is connected to Summer Game Fest, do you think we might see anything from here make it to Summer Game Fest? Like more information, more footage? Or,
If we're gonna get
like,
here's the thing. I also read this earlier. Apparently, we're gonna more gameplay footage of the Callisto protocol. You get more gameplay footage of that at Summer Games Fest. Like a deep
Square
dive.
Enix is also gonna. I think Capcom too, but
Yeah.
Square Enix is also gonna be at.
But this is our
Summer Game
final
Fest,
word.
meaning they can.
His final
I
word.
think they might.
Yeah.
Do you think they may show Remake there? There's a lot of people saying that they might, but I'm over here
I'm gonna
saying
say
they
this.
probably
I'm gonna say
not.
this right here. Remake Part 2. Since 16's out of the way, like 16's next year, they're gonna have information drop this year, which we're gonna have interviews with Yoshi P. He's already said we're gonna have interviews, and I'm gonna explain more about the game, like talk more about the game, have more information, which is fantastic. But since 16 is now 2023, marketing and all that. Forspoken, we're not going to probably see more of that until later on this year. It has opened up the doors, and I do not. If Square Enix gives Nomura, is because let's face it, Nomura is he's off the leash, right? He's off the leash.
Isn't he also off the project?
No, he's a creative director. He still oversees all of it.
So who replaced him as director now? Was it Kitase or was it someone else?
Hamaguchi?
Hamaguchi.
Yes. And he is a huge fan of Horizon, of the open world and all that. So
Does it make it possible mean that Part 2 will also be open world in a way, or have really big
open world, open zone, like Final Fantasy 16, guys. It's open world, so get ready.
Final Fantasy 16 is open world, and I'm hoping Part 2 will be open world as well. I'm sorry, Justin. Go ahead, continue. I can see you're getting pissed off in the chat.
I just get it. This whole stream is way off course the last 10 minutes, but
yeah, thanks, Popstar jackass.
Anyways, before they start being a donkey to each other off stream, I'm gonna end it here. Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2. Since Nomura is actually in charge of the Final Fantasy VII 25th anniversary, there is no way he's going to be able to hold himself back from not talking about Part 2 just a little tiny bit if he has a green light from Square, which he might, because 16 is now not coming out till summer now of 2023. I do expect Ever Crisis release date. We're gonna see an update on that. That's coming out like within the next 2 months. So get ready. I'm excited. I want to play that so bad.
Consume me up, boys, because I'm expecting a part 2 trailer next time.
Yeah, better get the clown suit up.
Yeah, also an emergency update real quick. Like I seriously need to talk about this, and I apologize for taking up more time. But
Yeah,
on Sunday I'm gonna be leaving my aunt and uncle's for 2 weeks.
yeah.
So if anything juicy pops up get for summer game event, like let's say Remake Part 2 trailer shows up and it's big, wild, juicy, we all cream our pants.
Oh
But
no.
okay, I'm sorry, I'm trying to be serious here. I just had to add a bit of humility to it. I'm sorry you relate to that in such a way, Justin, but let me continue. Um, and he decided to do a podcast. I do apologize for not being there because I
Yeah,
am with my aunt and uncle helping them with their dogs.
that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, that's all I have to say. Go ahead and say what you have to say, Justin. I'm sorry.
Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. If you guys want more State of Play news, reactions, thoughts, streams, such as the J19's Gaming Podcast, I thank you, Z Runner and Ari, for stopping by, my guests for today. If you guys want more of these streams or anything relating to Final Fantasy 16, Resident Evil 4 Remake, and any of the titles above, and sorry if we didn't talk about your awesome game of State of Play. We didn't find it really interesting, so we apologize, but they're not our type of cup of keys. This is about 16 remake part, not remake. DLC,
You're
Resident Evil
welcome.
4 remake, 16, and the State of Play thoughts. I thank you guys for stopping by. If you're watching this at a later date, if you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, stay notified when I go live or upload my next video. As always, I'll have links in the description below for my Twitch, Twitter, and Discord. Feel free to follow me and join Discord. We can talk more about all these wonderful games and the Summer Games Fest, which is on June 9th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be 2 hours long. A lot of people are going to be there. A lot of studios. I cannot wait. And with that said, you guys be safe out there. Be nice to each other. Love you guys. Thank you guys for the love and support as always as we continue to fight forward to 250 subscriber goal. Only you can make it possible. And I thank you guys so much. God bless you guys. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Take care. And yeah.
This stream has been nothing but hell.